We have never been on a cruise, but we hope to take one this year. Help us sort through all our choices and make the right decision right now. Hi, my name is Amy, and this is TPF, Trips, Places, and Fun.
And do I get to introduce myself too?
No, you don't. Actually, this is John, and we're here at TPF, where we talk about how to have family-friendly adventures, both close to home and while traveling.
Yeah. And so today, we need your help. We've never been on a cruise ever. I have been wanting to go on one for a long time. We finally made the decision. We're going to do one this year, but we don't know which cruise line is the best.
Yes, so I finally decided to go ahead. I get motion sick very easily, so I've been afraid to try it, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a whirl and hope for the best.
So this is how it all began. We decided that we were gonna go on a Disney cruise because we love Disney. We've been watching videos on YouTube about Disney cruises and just hours, and we're hooked. We're excited about it, but then we realized that it is pretty expensive. And there are some other options out there that actually could be even a fourth, maybe a third of the cost. And so we are on the hunt for the best cruise line. Here's some of what we're looking for. Amy, we've got some notes here. I'm pointing at the notes. We want it to be family friendly. What that means, even though it's just us two that will be going, we don't get into the party scene. We don't get into really any of that. We like the family friendly kind of Disney feel.
We do. So we're not really gamblers or drinkers or anything like that. So we kind of just want it to be fun and relaxing and, something that we could take our children to, even though we don't plan on doing that this trip.
Right. So when we're on the ship, we want phenomenal entertainment. Again, that's why we're leaning toward Disney, because I've heard about the stage shows, the productions that they have. They're supposed to be like Broadway level, phenomenal. And so we were looking forward to that. There's all sorts of different kind of entertainment and spontaneous dance parties and classes that you can take. So entertainment is important to us.
Yeah, and so we also like good food. And so we have heard great things about food on various Carnival and on Disney and different cruise lines, but that's something we're sort of looking forward to.
Yeah, and here's some more quick bullet points. We want great service. That's really important to us. We want it to be something where we are just exiting daily life and entering into something just magical and beautiful. Of course, Disney does a great job with that. We want an amazing ship. We're targeting the Bahamas, Caribbean, something kind of down south and east. All inclusive would be great. And then just one more little thing, an easy transportation to the port, because we're going to be flying.
Yeah, so we need someplace that we can fly to easily. So, someplace like Orlando, Port Canaveral would be easy to get to. Tampa, I don't know, are there ships that go out of Tampa?
I don't know. I think so.
So, yeah, because we are, in a small town here, and there are just a couple of places that are one hop without having a layover to get to. So.
Right. So let's get right into this. We are going to talk briefly about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cruise lines. And what we need you to do is leave comments below, because this is actually a cry for help. We are soliciting your help.
So normally we give you tips, but we are asking for your tips this time.
Right.
If there are those of you out there that have been on one of these cruise lines or taken one of these cruises and you have advice, did you like it? Did you not like it? Are there things we should be wary of? Whatever. Let us know in the comments below so we can make the best decision.
And especially if you've been on more than one, then give us some comparison. That would be great.
Yeah.
So number one, the first one we'll talk about is the Disney cruise. Like I said, I've been watching videos. It's like magic. People say, I've heard it more than once, that the very last day of the Disney cruise, there are people crying.
They cry when
adults.
They cry when they leave the ship.
There's crying all over the ship.
Because they're so sad to leave. So that must mean they really love it.
Oh my gosh. I want to cry. I don't usually
cry.
Now? No, not right now. But then I want to be so moved that I'm crying. Because we're out at sea. No one will ever know. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's important to me. But here's some info about the Disney cruise that I did a little research, and this is some of the stuff that we found. So everything is orchestrated to produce a specific sense of fantasy and wonder. That's what one of the review sites said, and we love that. I mean, those of you that have been to Disney World, stepping into the magic is amazing. And I don't know if there's any other cruise line that's going to give us that.
That's probably what I'm most concerned about, is not getting that sense of magic that you get when you're around anything Disney. And so that to me feels like a little bit of a loss for any of the other cruise lines. And it's hard for me to imagine giving that up. But, there are some things that could maybe sway me. So, like the cost.
The cost, maybe. Let's see. Each ship boasts secluded adults-only pools, restaurants, and lounges, and so that's cool. I mean, we like hanging out with where the action is, and we love kids, and all that's cool. But I think it would be nice to be able to retreat into a quieter area.
If we wanted to, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Something cool about the dining: guests actually rotate among the different restaurants, and your servers follow you. So you're in this restaurant your first night, you've got your wait staff, your servers. So you have the
same wait staff the whole time through, but you're changing restaurants.
They're moving around with you.
Yeah.
And the food is supposed to be really, really good there. They've got some, and I can't remember the name of them, I should have marked it down, but 2 signature restaurants.
Remy is one, and I can't remember the other one.
And so we were really excited about those, yeah. And so great restaurants. The ratio of crew to passengers, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it is. There's 1 crew member for every 3 passengers on the Disney cruise.
That's pretty cool. That speaks to their customer service, which we've always had phenomenal customer service with Disney.
Oh, so. Yeah, absolutely. Guests visit Castaway Cay.
Key.
Key.
Actually,
it is
Castaway Key.
It's spelled K, pronounced Key, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's their private island, and the Bahama trips, Caribbean trips, you're going to stop there. And I've seen some video. That place is crazy.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's pretty cool. It's an island that Disney owns all to itself, so that's pretty cool.
Oh man, it looks so cool. You've got themed pools and spas, a Disney themed main dining room, a lot of Disney inspired entertainment, live shows, movies, character meet and greet. In fact, we have some friends that also perform on the Disney cruise, right?
Oh, that's right. The guys from Buckets and Boards.
Buckets and Boards. Matt and Gareth.
Yes.
Hi, guys, if you're watching this. And so we would love to visit you guys and as you're bucketing and boarding. But.
And, so now that is the character meet and greet, so I'm not sure if we would take advantage of that.
I think I would.
You would? The princesses?
Not the princesses.
Mickey.
I saw Woody. It was so cool.
Really?
Yep.
Good.
I'm so
I'll take
excited.
Okay,
awesome. So you got that. Let's see, what else we have? Meals and non-alcoholic drinks and all the onboard entertainment is covered in your fare. And so that's not always the case. With Disney it is, except for the signature restaurants. They do cost extra. Okay, you got spacious cabins, it has fewer adult activities and amenities than other cruise lines.
Yeah.
Something key,
I'm not sure if that would actually hurt us or not, because we don't normally take advantage of things like casinos or bars or whatever. So.
And then the last point about Disney, it's more expensive by a lot. When we started researching this, we didn't even think about any other cruise lines. We're like, we're doing Disney. We researched it. We looked at the price. We're like, gosh, that's kind of expensive, but I guess that's what it costs to cruise. And so we were making our, very preliminary plans and just kind of dreaming it out. And then we looked into some other cruises, and I'm like, what?
And we realized you can go for a quarter, a third of the price.
A quarter or a third of the price.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this video. All right, next. I've heard a lot of great things about Royal Caribbean.
So I guess there's 260 destinations across 68 countries. So these guys are everywhere.
They are everywhere. The Symphony of the Sea. Some of you might have seen these commercials of these mega massive boats. They're just incredible. It carries more than 6,600 people.
Wow, that's like more than half of the people that live in Branson.
Yeah, it is.
That's like half a city right there.
It's half of Branson on a boat. That would be fun.
That's kind of hard to imagine.
So they also have 1 crew member for every 3 passengers.
So again, probably the great customer service.
Yeah, I have heard really good things about the customer service there with Royal Caribbean. We've got, I'm going to scroll this up so I'm not looking down so far. There we go. We've got, onboard amenities for all ages. wide variety of dining options. I've heard really good things about the dining there. And yeah, so I don't know about you. The food is really important to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why a lot of people take a cruise is because they have all-you-can-eat food available. So yeah. So
we're probably going to go in November, and we're dieting starting now.
We're saving up 9 months worth of calories, or however far that is.
Yep. Let's see. We've got here's a point: high capacity ships like the one we just mentioned may feel crowded, especially around the holidays. So. What do you help us with that?
What is that? I do kind of have a concern about that. I realized the ship would be bigger, but that is a lot of people to be traveling across the ocean.
If any of you have traveled Royal Caribbean or maybe just another cruise line and it was very crowded, kind of speak to that. Let us know what that's like. Is it miserable, or is it just you can just kind of settle in as long as you can kind of get into the groove, or what is it like?
I read an article recently that said, it had real life pictures of cruises, and here's kind of what you imagine, and here's the reality. And it showed that what you imagined was this huge, spacious pool area, and then the reality was like this teeny tiny pool area with tons of people in it. So that, I guess that would be a concern of mine, is just being one on top of the other.
Right. So, yeah, the Disney cruises, for example, I don't know how many people, gosh, do you? We talked about it at once. It's a lot less than that.
I do not.
But again, of course, it depends on boat size. And then not all the amenities on Royal Caribbean are covered in the cruise rates. So not sure exactly what that might be, but something to consider. Next one is one that I'm really sold on, and I've got some extra information on this one. People have been encouraging me to consider celebrity cruises. And they're owned by Royal Caribbean.
Now, as I was looking at this, they do not have a lot of ports out of the U.S. I think
5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Fort Lauderdale, I think.
Might be harder for us to
Port
get to.
Canaveral, they do, which is close to Orlando. But it's a step up. Upscale design and innovative cuisine is what I read in one of the reviews. Some of the classiest ships in the premium segment of the market, which that sounds pretty good to me.
I guess so.
I like that.
Premium segment. The premium market segment.
Multiple dining options, innovative public spaces, a very high-end aesthetic, glamorous, exciting experience while also keeping its prices within the reach of the mainstream crowd. So have you looked into prices at all on that? Or
I did, and they are cheaper than Disney, but not by a whole lot. I think there were other, like Carnival Cruise Line that was quite a bit cheaper, and these were a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, we're going to get to Carnival at the bottom, and my guess is we're probably not going to go with Carnival, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Nearly all of Celebrity Edge, that's one of the ships, the Edge. It's a brand new ship. Nearly all of Celebrity Edge's accommodations will feature private balconies, which is really cool. Something I read, they have pool volleyball matches between guests and the ship's officers who play fully clothed in their uniforms.
Interesting. Wow. I don't know if I
if I pay extra for that.
I don't know if I see myself participating
I'd
in
watch.
a pool volleyball match, but yeah.
I would watch. Let's see, what else we got? Vegas-style musical reviews, comedians, passenger talent shows. But it says it's the smaller touches that tend to stand out. Like this sounded cool. A cappella singing groups that walk around the ship in the evening.
Oh, that's cute.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Wonder if we could join in.
They would not want us to.
They wouldn't, yeah. Guests, I like this. Guests can opt either to dine traditionally at a fixed time with the same companions every night, or you could choose Celebrity Select Dining, which lets you vary your dining time day by day. And so there's buffets and different restaurants. And
so maybe one night you're in the mood to eat at 5, and the next night you want to eat at 8.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know with Disney, you've got to basically choose either the early or the later.
And always eat at the same time.
Always eat at the same time. So that might be the case with other cruises. I'm not sure. And I'm not even exactly sure how this one works, but that sounds at least a little more flexible. High level of customer service. There's one crew member for every 2 passengers.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Do we get to hang out with them?
That means you and I would have our own crew member.
Wow!
Technically, I don't think it works that way because you've got someone helping you in the dining area and someone helping you. But
you don't get your own personal
That'd
friend.
be kind of cool, right?
Like, hey, James!
Hangs out with us. But
yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Here we go. Taxes, port charges, and gratuities are not included in the prices. So when I was looking online at the prices, there was a footnote that basically said $140 or something extra you need to add to.
I noticed that. And with Disney, it seemed to be all included in that.
Right. And some of them it is that way.
I mean, you just have to make sure that when you're doing your numbers, you're counting that.
So you must purchase a beverage package for unlimited soft drinks and alcoholic drinks if you want that. So Disney, you can walk around and get unlimited soft drinks with your mug or your cup. Here, that's not the case unless you buy a package. And they have a full docket of all sorts of activities. So that one we're really interested in. If you have sailed on celebrity cruises, I'd really be interested to know how you liked it. All right, next, princess cruises. Somebody told me that just on Facebook that this is their favorite cruise. Just one person that has sailed. Interesting note about Princess Cruises, it starred in the hit series The Love Boat in the 70s. Oh. Have you ever watched The Love Boat?
I remember that song.
The Love Boat! We're getting ready for our acapella singing. You were starting to sing it, right?
I was, but then you kind of overpowered me with your
I'm sorry,
awesome,
I do that.
Your awesome acapella voice.
I do that.
Yeah.
I was born with it.
All right.
Why don't you?
So then it's a 17-ship fleet. Mm-hmm. So let's see.
And it's interesting to me, these different cruise lines have a wide range of how many boats they have. Like, I think Disney has 4. They're adding 2 more. Something like that. The 17 here, another one has 25. So that's interesting to me. And oh, by the way, something I didn't mention about, I think it's Celebrity. They also have very small boats, like a total of 16 people on a boat. And they're special expeditions. Well, they'll take you right up to where, like in the Arctic.
I don't know if I would like that because that probably means the boat is a lot smaller.
I'm sure.
And
yes.
that probably means I'd be throwing up.
You did that once, didn't you?
We went whale watching.
This was so epic, but sad.
We went whale watching one time.
In San Diego.
Yes, I was pregnant at the time too. That could have contributed. But
so everybody's up on one side of the boat.
They're watching whales. They're literally watching whales.
And I'm like, where's my wife?
And I was just over the back of the boat,
there.
like throwing up.
She's feeding the whales.
It was terrible. And John was like, Amy, look at the whales. I was like, I don't care about the whales.
I was trying to get you to look at the camera.
It was awful. It was awful. And so, yes, I think I need the bigger the boat, maybe the better for me, so that I don't feel.
And there are different boats that I've heard they have different stabilization methods or mechanisms, and certain boats you feel less. The Disney boats, from what I understand, you feel less.
The less I feel, the better.
So,
yes. So this is why that happened 21 years ago. And this is why all these years I've refused to go on a cruise.
Do you think those whales that we saw are still around?
I don't know how long whales live. But yeah, so anyway, we're giving it a shot.
Do I ever ask you things in these videos that you have no idea what the answer is?
Yeah, and sometimes I just don't know why you're asking me. Like, it's such a strange question. Like, do you think those whales are still alive? What if I said yes?
I'd be like, I would have said me. I would have said me too.
Oh yeah, those whales are probably still alive. Weird question. Okay, so back to the Princess Cruises. They have 1 crew member for every 2 to 3 passengers. So this, I guess, seems to be pretty typical.
I guess so.
1 for every 2 to 3 passengers.
Yep.
Music lessons and stage shows, movies under the stars.
Yeah, I guess they're the ones that kind of started that. I think other cruise lines do that now, but they have a giant LED screen by the pool, and so free popcorn, and you get to watch movies under the stars, which that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Flexible dining times, variety of culinary options, taxes, fees, and port expenses are included in the fare.
Okay.
So that's something to consider. Some onboard amenities not covered by the cruise rates, and for Princess Cruises, the shore excursions can be pricey, which I would love for some of you to comment about excursions, because we don't even really know what that means. I mean, we kind of
how much to budget for that. And I think that's true with most of these. The excursions are added cost, even at Disney and stuff.
So I know you can jet ski it at Castaway Key, or that's an excursion.
But all that kind of stuff is going to be extra.
What kind of excursions are out there?
Yeah, what kind of stuff is there to do, and how much does it cost? So, I mean, how much of an expense are we talking adding to our budget? If y'all have an idea, let us know.
Yep, I've even heard people say on longer cruises, if you want to skip some of that, just stay on the boat. That's an option too, because people are off the boat, you get the boat to yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's something to
They
consider.
say at Disney, there's always activities. So if you want to skip an excursion, there's always stuff to do. Now, I don't know if that's the case with a lot of the other ships, but I don't know.
Right. Yep. And so that's Princess Cruises. Next, Carnival Cruise. Now, Carnival Cruise is probably one of the least expensive.
Yeah, that's why it was attractive to us, because we were, researching some of the prices, and we were like, whoa, this is so inexpensive. I guess I've heard it's partially because of the casinos. They help fund, and so then you can get some lower
I think that's
prices.
true on several different cruise lines too, which someone online wanted to thank the gamblers for subsidizing his cruise. So,
Yeah, I mean, since that's not something we do, that may be a primary attraction or activity there that then we wouldn't be taking advantage of. So, I don't know. Something to consider.
Carnival Cruise, a festive atmosphere, versatile entertainment options. I think there depending on the cruise, there may be more adult type activities going on. I think alcohol might be a little more predominant. I don't know. I could be completely entirely wrong. Let me know if I am. But
there were a couple of Carnival Cruise descriptions that I was looking at, and it seemed like that was kind of the focus. There were, the activities were bars, comedy clubs.
Some people call the shorter excursions booze cruises.
Yeah, so that's where
we're someone told me it was like a frat party. So
Okay.
we are wanting to avoid the frat party booze cruise.
Yeah, that's not our thing. So but we don't know, because we've never been on any of these cruise lines, so we have no idea what it's all about. So please help us out.
And we're totally aware that we can even pick a certain cruise and even an individual cruise that you go on. Maybe so I've heard people say 9 out of 10 times they've had a great cruise on a specific cruise line. But every now and then they have a bad cruise.
Gotcha.
I don't even know how that works, but I guess that just can happen. But anyway, so Carnival Cruise, along with Royal Caribbean and Disney and some others, they've got the water slides and there's rock climbing and so there's a lot of that stuff going on. Even some of these have bumper cars and all of that. And so Carnival Cruise is going to have a lot of that type of entertainment. They've got 25 ships that depart from the U.S. Entertainment includes comedy acts and nightclubs and things like that. They've got a 3-course meal served in the main dining room. And then they also have a buffet, specialty restaurants.
Okay.
Right? I'm not sure how good the food is. We would love for you to let us know.
Yeah. So, and it looks like Wi-Fi costs extra on those.
How does Wi-Fi even work? Do you have Wi-Fi when you're out at sea? Is it...
I have no idea. What I would want to make sure is that we're not accidentally, making a long distance call. and because John went to Haiti one time on a missions trip and incurred $60,000 worth of calls or data usage or whatever.
So I just pulled out the old credit card and
on his cell phone, thinking that it was included. And when he got home, surprise! Here's a $60,000 cell phone bill. So that was a little scary. Thankfully, they did work with us and erased that. Thankfully, but yeah, that was a little crazy.
Yeah.
So definitely want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. And so Wi-Fi, tell us how that works on all of these different cruise lines. And then this one also, people have said that the larger ships can feel crowded. And
again, yeah, that is a concern of mine too. So.
Okay, the very last one is one we probably won't do, though I would love to do.
Why? Because it's expensive.
Expensive. Viking Cruises. They're luxury cruises.
They're known for river cruises.
Yeah. In fact, I would love to do one of these river cruises. I mean, have you looked those up?
I've seen them in other countries.
Yeah.
And so these are luxury ships, 930 passenger ships, so a little bit smaller.
On the ocean vessels.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2015 they started ocean cruises.
Oh, gotcha.
And so they have 5 identical 930 passenger ships, and so they're a little bit smaller, but they have complimentary Wi-Fi.
Woo!
And verandas in all the cabins.
Yeah, that's cool. Now they have world cruise options.
I want to do that.
Do it.
By myself.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about it.
Oh, no, I want to do the world cruise.
So yeah, they have world cruise options that can
I don't
last.
want to go by myself. I want you to come with me.
That would be weird. They can last up to 245 days.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So, I mean, you're like a world. Now that must be really expensive. Like really.
Someone's got to look that up for us. I didn't look it up. How much does that world cruise cost? 245 days. Because then we'll have to.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen though, because we do have a life in children.
Well, we have children. Yeah.
Unless we bring our children.
No.
But honestly,
our children.
That has to be so expensive. If you took your whole family on a 245-day cruise, I mean.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
I just can't imagine.
So let's see. There's no 2019 itineraries for less than 8 nights. So it's a longer cruise. It's a longer cruise. Starts at 8 nights and goes way up. And by the way, a lot of these cruises are 20 days, 30 days, and I'd be interested in what that's like because it's 8 days or 10 days. I can get that, or 7 days or whatever. Man, that's like.
I think we got to start short and work our way up because I'm even wondering, can I go more than 3 or 4 days? He's making me do 7 days.
Oh, I have heard so many people say, nonstop saying 3 or 4 days is not enough because by the time you're on board, you're already counting down basically the hours before you have to get off and you don't get to relax.
But I definitely, I don't feel like I could do more than 7 days to start off just because I'm nervous about doing it in the first place, and am I going to feel well? Am I going to like it? Am I going to feel claustrophobic? And I'm going to be bored? I don't know. So I'd kind of like to start shorter and just see what it's all about before I jump into a 30-day cruise.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And so with Viking cruises, the prices are high all year around, and so and we're wondering. I've heard that people can get like last-minute cruises on some of these. And
I've heard that if you have really flexible travel dates and that if, 2 weeks from now there's an opening, you could go for a few $100s. I actually saw that on Carnival Cruise Line. I saw some in early February for $200-something.
See, I'd love to figure that out because we're a little bit flexible. I mean, we could consider something like that. I was reading with Royal Caribbean, the newer ships are a lot more expensive than the older ships. That's something else that to consider. And so the whole pricing thing, how that works, how soon do we have to book a cruise? So that we have all sorts of questions, a lot that we haven't even talked about. Is there anything else on your mind that our friends can help us with?
I don't think so. I do have one thing. If you were worried about being motion sick, did that actually, did it work out for you? Did you feel okay when you were traveling? Were there things you could do to make sure that you didn't get sick? Or is it just something you don't have to worry about at all?
I've heard people say take Dramamine. And then there's also some sort of
a C band?
Dramamine,
doesn't that make you really
Makes
tired?
You
Because I would hate to be tired and be on my cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, if you have thoughts about that, let me know because that's my main thing. That's why we have not done it for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Even though he's begged me.
I begged her. Why would I have to beg for so long? You should just be, honey, I love you so much. I will go on a cruise with you.
I went whale watching with you. This is why.
I don't think you're puking over the edge of this fun. I think it'll be okay.
Oh yeah, we shall see.
So, and do you like the middle of the boat best? Do you like the backside? Do you like is it worth it to get a balcony versus just the porthole? I mean, all these questions.
Yeah, honestly, there's such a huge price difference between an interior cabin and like a cabin with a view. Is it worth it for that? Because to me, I'm like, give me the cheapest room. I go to a hotel.
But then again, you wake up in the morning and you get to sit out on the balcony as the sun is coming up on the ocean. Oh wow, that's cool. Although we sleep very late, the sun is like straight up in the air by the time we wake up.
Getting up for sunrise, but all that to say. Is it worth it? Do y'all think it's worth it to pay all that extra money? Because if I go to a hotel, I normally don't splurge for the pool view. I just take the cheapest room as long as I know it's, a decent hotel. So.
And I have another question. Is it better to use a travel agent or just go to these websites for the cruise line directly and book that way?
Only answer this question if you're not a travel agent.
Oh yeah, we are not soliciting travel agents. As wonderful as you are.
But we just sort of
we don't want to fish through all of that right now. We just want kind of an idea. What does a travel agent bring versus, we are very, very comfortable. We travel a lot, booking everything ourselves, and we actually save a lot of money when we do that.
And I actually, I prefer to do it myself when we go to Disney. I prefer to schedule our restaurants and schedule our fast passes on my own because I like kind of working that out and deciding where we're going to be. So I'm not the type of person who would want someone scheduling that stuff for me. So I don't know. That's just something to consider. So
yeah.
Anyway,
that's it.
Thanks for listening to our ramblings. This is one, again, where we're really asking for your tips.
Feedback.
And we are asking for your help. So we usually try to do it the other way around, but hopefully once this is over, we will have a lot of tips to give back to you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
videos to share with you at that time. But yeah, let us know what you think and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified of future videos.
Bing, 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 bing,
and
bing.
safe travels, everyone.
All right, see you from the ocean. Somewhere.
10 months from now.
10 months from now. Ahoy, matey. The Love Boat. Do-do-do-do.